I really like this champion. I do not like her more than Nimrod. I like her just as much as Nimrod, and they actually cover different parts of the game. Hey, welcome back to the channel. All right, it is finally time for the first, and I have a feeling there's going to be quite a few. Rank 4, Sig 200, maxed out as far as you can go in this game. Omega Sentinel, we've got 7 fights for you today. A lot of them in Act 7, a few in War, all showing off various parts of her utility, okay? Now, there's a couple things I want to I'd like to point out so you can pay attention to throughout this video. One is, yes, some of her abilities do make her even more dangerous when fighting mutants, but it does not need to be against mutants. Also, she is completely immune to Nullify, Stagger, and Fate Seal effects. That's kind of a big deal, not only just against defenders you'll be fighting, but also nodes. And then last but not least, yes, and there will be a fight where we're getting up all of her debuffs, we're moving through, we're doing all the various nano shifting, it seems like it is called. But you do not need to do that. Check out the health pools of these opponents that we'll be fighting, and you can just focus on one if that's what you need to. There's even going to be a fight where there's none, and she's still getting down the defender. She's got plenty of damage. Oh, and last but not least, before we jump into it, some of the fights, she's running the recoil tree. She's bleeding. She's got poison. Some of them, she's not. So that question that we always ask, does she need to be running recoil? Does she not? It's up to you. It is up to you. There are some benefits either way. Oh, this truly is last but not least. Sig 200, is it worth it? What are you getting out of it? Well, watch. When she throws her specials, notice how many armor ups she's getting back on average and the utility that those armor ups are providing. Okay, we're going to jump into this first fight against Strife. This fight is completely to show her miss mechanic. She kills him so fast that I was lucky to sneak it in at the end, but it does happen. It's very close. But if he had more life, or I don't know, you'd see it. But there we go. So we've got her tracking on from the double medium. We've landed the heavy, so we've done the nano shift. So we're gonna get this on. So now we've been able to place the cowardice. Remember, the heavy is also helping pause those debuffs, which helps you get more of them going. So we've got all 3 of them up now. Oh boy, the heavy, we paused it again. And now I think we're just gonna flat kill him. We do have the tracking on. He's going to go invisible at some point. It's gonna be very quick, but you're gonna see, come on, Strife. I know you go invisible. I remember this fight very well. Here he goes, off of his SP1, and we hit him. So if that fight had lasted longer, if Strife had put up more of a fight, we would have continued on, not missing from the cowardice. Now, I'm also showing you this because her ability actually just flat out cannot be reduced against mutants. That's a big deal. She doesn't go disorient immune or concussion immune or like any of these other things I've jokingly talked about Kabam eventually putting out. I mean, we are seeing nodes that just say like, you flat lose ability accuracy. Sorry, you just do. She is immune to it against mutant. Yes, mutants are only one class in the game, but they are a class. They are there. Look at this. We have 3 of this disorients on us. And look, we can just parry, confidently punish it with our heavy. Like, it does not matter. It does not matter. There could be 6 of them. It does not matter. Our ability accuracy just flat out will not be reduced against mutants. That's a big deal. I absolutely love it. You can see I kind of want to leave in. I love her SP2. I love her animations. I love her. I love her. I just do. It's the truth. All right, now let's move on to the next fight, the victory scene there. Oh, she's just so good. Okay, remember what I talked about? It's not just mutants. Yes, she gets the extra plasmas, and they are plasma, and that's nice. Don't get me wrong. But the damage and everything is still there against other classes. So this is 7.4. This lane against Sparky here. Yes, there's this stun vulnerability. There's this stuff with like the debuffs. This is important though too. I want to show you this too. She gains her buff. She's going to get her armor up buffs whenever either champion has consecutive the same attacks that just make contact. You can happen on blocking, so she's going to get her armor ups. We really need them here because watch, we're going to see this. It's going to make it so that the defender does not purify debuffs, and you see this entry fee each time the defender is afflicted with a debuff, they have a 100% chance to purify a buff. This will also watch. She's just going to handle this because she's just getting her armor up buffs. And then remember, I talked about the Sig ability. When we throw our specials, watch what happens. So here we go. That one landed, but we already had one buff, so we got a little lucky there. We now have 2, so we're good. We've got 3, now we're good to go. Now we've got 4. Doesn't matter. Game over. The node, do not need to worry about it. We're gonna be able to place our debuffs here on Mr. Sparky. He could evade, but we're gonna land our heavy, right? You know, it's been a long time since he was a big deal in the meta, but that's how you turn off that evade function there, at least for his specials. And then, like I said, you see the amount of damage we're doing. We're not running the recoil tree. The Incinerate is doing just fine, thank you. You can also end your combos in a light attack, which I believe I did there, which also pauses all of your debuffs. So your damage stays up, the tracking, the cowardice, the heal block, they all stay. You're fine, you're good to go. That was a lot of damage. I was at 7.4. Okay, now this is going to be 3 war fights. Tier 1 war, it is off season, but none of the defenders were running the recoil tree. This is real stuff here, okay? I'm very, very lightly boosted. I think I have like a 10% on. We've got this brute force and this vivified. I don't think Havoc is like this ideal match for her, right? She does energy damage. He has that non-contact medium. She doesn't have the ability to parry those, but there we go. So at this fight, I was kind of just feeling it out. Now we've already got 6 armor ups, which is really nice. He's also got the Vivified, so we're gonna have to make sure that we can evade his specials. We don't want to lose our armor up in any way, shape, or form. Hopefully this fight, I think in this fight, we actually do throw a couple specials. So we'll be able to see the armor ups and how they refresh here. So here we go. We need to know our evades. Also, and this is really cool, and we're going to show this in another fight, because 2 fights are from my buddy PWF, an alliance mate, BG mate of mine, amazing player. And he showed me something that I had not realized, and it's going to be extremely helpful to you, so trust me on this one. All right, so here we go, we're coming in, and I believe I throw a special too. I'm trying to remember this fight, because I was just kind of getting a feel for it. We do need to be a little concerned about brute force there. So here, watch how many of our, we're already back to 6, so I guess we only had 1 refresh, which isn't great because it's supposed to be about 50%. So usually you should be around 2 or 3, but that's fine. You know, RNG is what it is. We're already back up to 10. And even with Havoc's energy resistance, look at where we've got his health pool already. Remember, I'm not running recoil in this fight and lightly boosted. I think I had like a 10% attack and maybe a 10% champion or something like that. Like that's not what you're normally seeing in tier 1 Masters level war. Got to do another top 3 because we made it. It was fun. All right. Now, okay, and then this is just genius stuff from PWF. This node is rich gets richer, but the thing I want to point out to you is twofold. One, it's also highlighting her ability to gain those armor ups. It's going to help her out. You're going to see those fury. But also, he's never going to end his combos in a medium. And I asked him why. Like, there's got to be a reason for it. You're such a good player. That means you're not placing her debuffs. What's the point? And he said, well, it's because her last medium attack does energy. I just assumed all of her attacks did energy, but I was wrong. They're physical, which means she can take Bishop, which is a big deal. If you followed my channel long enough, you know, I love Nimrod. He's amazing, but he struggles against Bishop. I still prefer Ultron, and I know a lot of people prefer War Machine against Bishop, but now I think we have a real strong option. See, he's never ending with a medium, which means that Bishop is not gaining his prowess, which really calms Bishop down significantly. Now he threw his SP1, so he's still got that, I think it's called steady release, with the ability to land those incinerates on you. But PW's doing a good job staying away. And then he's finally gonna go in here and then watch how much this SP2 does. Now he's got those 35 Fury, so I don't wanna overstate that. But I thought this was a really nice tip. It's gonna give me a lot more comfort going in and fighting Bishops when and if I should need to. So I'm pretty pumped up about that. Now, we've talked about, oh man, we've talked about the miss mechanic. Look, this is a 205,000 health Professor X. I do not believe PWF healed up for this fight. You can see he was running the recoil mastery, so you're gonna see how this actually works out. Additionally, this is the power snack. We talked about the nullify immunity, right? So he doesn't need to worry about that. And it's not just against mutants, she's just immune to this. No, he did heal up. He did heal up, but he would be getting a nice heal there from the bleed and the poison should he have not healed up. So he's landed his tracking debuff. Now Professor X can't miss. Like, I don't want to say this fight's now a joke because PWF is a very good player, and so I think he's making it appear as a joke. But I don't know. I'd be interested in taking this myself one day and seeing how it goes. But look, the tracking's just on, and he's only refreshing the tracking, and that's all he needs to do. He's not landing the heavy to switch to his other nano shifts. He's just landing his medium ending combos. He's got 4 plasma up, and I think it's gonna kill him. He went for another tracking there. He could have refreshed if he'd wanted to, but he wanted to make sure he had the tracking, which makes sense. Like, that's the sort of flexibility that much damage gives you, is you can make that sort of decision in the fight itself. Now, some of you maybe have already seen this one, but I just love this fight because I think it really highlights how much damage she can do, the amount of utility that she has, and the main thing that if I can get across, like when I did Cosmic Ghost Rider videos, I was trying to tell people, like, don't worry about Dex. If you understand his judgment system, you're almost always going to be able to figure it out. With Shang-Chi, I was like, there is no set rotation, guys. It's about learning his wushu strikes. Once you learn those, you'll be able to adapt to any fight and figure it out. And with her, it's understand what her nano shifts are doing, and then how much damage she actually does, and then just concentrate on what you need to. At some point, if you want to get all the debuffs up like I have in this fight, fine. And this is what I want to show you. That Betsy had 267,000 health. We landed that SP2, she had about almost 90% of her health left. I have used the, I'm going to use the lights, I think on the last one to refresh them, or the heavy, sorry, to refresh. We landed 2 heavies. And these plasmas, she's going to die from them. That's a lot of damage for not running recoil, not boosted, just plasma doing its thing. The mutant, or the fact that it was a mutant, did help. It added on more plasma. You know, I do a tier list. I've been doing that for, I think we're closing in on almost 2 years now. And the temptation to put her in my top shelf is going to be very, very high. As you know, I often start off with very conservative in the rankings. The ranking scheme helps me stick with that too, because it's very tempting not to. I eventually think she's going to get in top shelf. I think she's going to be up there with, you know, Warlock and Ultron and Guardian and champions of that caliber. We will probably start her off in super premium because I feel confident that that is at least her floor. And we're just trying to avoid hype, but I have to tell you, she is extremely well situated for the game as it currently is, and I believe for where it's heading. We're seeing more and more myths come into this game. We're seeing this whole like nullify immunity being a very, very big deal. She punishes champions, she gets her armor ups back, her Sig ability fits in well, it's worthy of investing in. I really like this champion. I do not like her more than Nimrod. I like her just as much as Nimrod, and they actually cover different parts of the game. Let me know. Let me know what you're thinking. I know some of you pulled her, or some of you are hoping to pull her. Let me know what you like about her, what you don't like, and what you want to see covered more, because I truly believe this is the first of many videos I'll be getting out on rank 4 Omega Sentinel. I absolutely love this champion. Thank you so much for watching. Take care. I hope you either learned something, were entertained, or even better, a little bit of both. Don't forget to like, subscribe. Thanks so much for watching. Take care.